Hi everyone, it's Christy, and if it's Thursday, it must be time to get smarter. In this episode, I want to introduce you to 3 videos on the topic of the rise of the nones, people in the United States without a religious affiliation. Rise of the Nones is a part of a series of videos that examine this topic, and there are more of them that are in the series, but there are 3 that I want to highlight for you today. The first is the Diana Butler Bass extended interview. The Susan Butler Bass interview focuses on some of the motivations for why people might be leaving religion, and in particular she focuses on the idea that people find hypocrisy in religion particularly galling, and they have an expectation when institutions preach morality that they live that morality authentically. As an example from what the content is like, I'll go ahead and read a short little excerpt here. I think that people who are leaving church, or people who call themselves spiritual but not religious, are raising really significant questions about faith, about community life, and about the future of religion that religious leaders should pay more attention to. Diana Butler Bass is a religious scholar and author of the book Christianity After Religion: The End of Church and the Birth of a New Spiritual Awakening. The video interview itself is about 14 minutes and 3 seconds in length, not about exactly 14 minutes and 3 seconds in length, and it's good video quality and good audio quality as it is part of the video series put out by the Pew Foundation. The second video I want to recommend to you this week is an extended interview with Greg Smith, who is the senior researcher, or a senior researcher, at the Pew Forum on Religion and Public Life, and that's the name of the group that all of these videos belong to. Greg Smith's interview explores the idea that the religiously unaffiliated population is not wholly secular, and it's wrong to think of them as consisting entirely of non-believers. So a lot of people do believe in God, they're maybe spiritual but not religious. And if you've watched my channel before, you know that the investigation of people without religious affiliation is something that I'm interested in. I'd like to see scholarly work on, and that is why I'm recommending this video series to you. The final video in it, and the 3 that I'm recommending, is a video on the political implications of the rise of the non-affiliateds. This video is not on YouTube, so I can't link it in the area over here where I normally put the links. You'll have to look in the D box below because I couldn't find the YouTube version of this video. But it's a summary of the way that people's political attitudes are tied to their religious affiliation, or a lack thereof. And let me just read you a little bit from the source about what the implications are. The religiously unaffiliated, often called the nones, are about twice as likely to describe themselves as political liberals than as conservatives. They are strongly supportive of legal abortion and same-sex marriage. In a breakdown by faith group, the religiously unaffiliated are now the largest constituency for Democrats, outnumbering Black Protestants, white mainline Protestants, and white Catholics. This has 2 things going on inside of it within the discussion that I think are worth unpacking. One is the idea that yes, the religiously unaffiliated are now a majority within the Democratic Party, but we haven't really come to a sort of self-awareness about that. Obviously, people who go to churches link up, they know they're going to churches, but you're not going to necessarily connect with people who are non-affiliated. But what we do see is that when people are freed from religious thinking, they do become more secular, they become more in favor of human rights, human dignity, human autonomy, the separation of church and state, and that's obviously, even if they're not religious, even if they're spiritual but not religious, they're not atheistic, they're still more likely to be our allies in our attempts to protect the wall between church and state. And so I think that as an atheist community, we have a lot of interest in this kind of research, and I think, I personally would like to see more of this kind of research done and be associated with it. So as I go forward on my channel in the next few years, highlighting this kind of stuff is something I'm going to be doing. And if you find it interesting, because you're sort of a geek too, then you don't have to wait for me to put it out on my channel. You can check out this video series. That is all for this week. 3 great videos. I will be back next Thursday with more things to help make you smarter. Until then, I've been Christy, you've been awesome, and we'll see each other soon. Bye.